Hi, I'm Dr. Drew and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a channel not on medicine, but on all the other aspects needed to live our medicine lives. Today, we're going to be talking about the Vanguard Nest Egg calculator, and it's basically an extension of the information we covered in the previous video on the 4% rule. It's essentially a tool that allows us to see what is the probability of not running out of money in retirement based on how much is being drawn and the portfolio design that you're using and the amount of capital that's used in it. Now, by no means is it a guarantee, but it's a useful tool and is actually commonly used if your financial advisor educates you about it as a method to teach you why your portfolio is designed a certain way. So let's jump to an example here that I've designed. So you can see here based on the publicly available tool in order to help us determine the probability. So again, I have picked that the money should last us for about 30 years. I have $1 million and that 4%, so to speak, the 4% withdrawal. And when you click run simulation, it essentially, I think, runs 100,000 simulations in order to see if this portfolio is capable of withdrawing 4% for about 30 years and what the probability of that is. So after running this 50% stocks, 40% bonds, and 10% cash, again, this is the model as picked by the website. You can kind of play around with the bars there. You essentially have a 91% probability that at 30 years that you won't run out of money. Now, obviously, for some people, 90% may be enough. And they might feel comfortable with that probability, while for others 90% may not be enough. They may want a higher probability, such as 95 or even 97%. Now, that's a very personal decision, and it is generally said, for example, if you want to get onto a plane and you had a 97% chance of making it to your destination, would you get onto that plane? And I would say in that scenario, it's a little bit difficult to judge because the probability is death, as opposed to in this case, which is the probability that you won't be successful in your financial goals, but you're still alive and you still have the capability of doing other strategies or working. And so the fear and the pain points are a bit different because the fear of death far overrides the fear of running out of money, generally speaking. And so it's not a fair analogy, but that's what's generally used. And so I would say, being in medicine, looking at all the other scores that we use, Wells score and all those things, usually 5% or 95% probability or 90% probability is generally good, especially in the surgical world. And so this may be a useful tool to you to understand the probability of not running out of money in your retirement or whenever you retire, and that money lasting for about 30 years. Now, why is this important to learn? Well, we all need to plan for retirement or save for children's education. Or some of us, if you have a capability as a high income earner to put a large amount of capital in the stock market and then design it as a 50% stocks, 40% bonds, and 10% cash kind of portfolio, you will know that you have a 90% chance of using $40,000 for at least 30 years. So if you're approximately 40 years old now, you'll be 70 years old before, I wouldn't say you run out of money, but you have a 90% chance you actually still kept the capital, and you could potentially then, depending on the amount of capital at that point, then project it a little bit more. So it's a way for us to determine if our lifetime savings are able to survive the length of our period that we want to draw down the money. And it's very a probabilistic method. It's not accurate or guaranteed, but it's based on a lot of research, and Monte Carlo simulations are commonly used in the space. And so how does one go about using the tool? So we talked about going to the website there. There are actually various other nest egg calculators available, but obviously the large passive index fund investing proponents such as Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, and a few others have obviously used these tools and also educated financial advisors to pass down this information to users and customers or consumers like us. Now, in my case, I like to know these rules so that I can again help my family plan for their retirement or have money management as a skill. So in conclusion, it's an important tool to know. That's 5 minutes. So it's an important tool to know. Again, by no means am I an expert on it. I don't know the nitty-gritty or the ins and outs. It's a calculator, similar to using the creatinine clearance or the Nest Egg calculator for surgical complications. Various other calculators that sometimes, as generalists, we don't tend to need to know all the nitty-gritty or the inside parts. It's nice to know, but if we know how to use the tool and then educate ourselves or others, that may be what the purpose of these publicly available tools are. So on that note, a few action items. If you'd like to learn the exact frameworks used by affluent physicians to take back control of their time and money, then check out the link in the description below. I make these videos because my mission is to help fight burnout in 10,000 physicians across this world. And I'm sharing these YouTube videos in short bites so that you're able to grasp the knowledge that is needed in short bites, and this is kind of my legacy. Come and join my free community of like-minded physicians in my Facebook group, where we share calculators, cheat sheets, and everything in between to live the best medicine dreams, our lives, so to speak. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for taking the time to take care of your patients, and I'll see you in the next episode.